1. Okay, the introduction is just for you to know, okay, basically what is food and nutrition, right? One. Okay, the introduction is just for you to know, okay, basically what is food and nutrition, right? Okay. Have you ever encountered a person who exclude carbohydrate in diet? Anyone?
Ada kawan tak makan nasi.
Ada?
Ada.
Ada madam.
Bertahun-tahun tak makan nasi.
Itu okey. Tapi makanan lain dia makan lah. Betul?
Dia makan. Dia makan.
Tapi
tak ada
doktor,
masalah.
pun badan gemuk juga doktor. Macam mana tu?
Ya? Macam mana?
Dia tak makan nasi tapi the body is gemuk juga.
Itu soalan saya sekarang ni. Sekejap So do you agree that carbohydrate can lead to overweight or obesity?
No.
Do you
No.
agree? Because most of the person who exclude carbohydrate in diet, of course, most of them are
Yes.
afraid to gain weight. So do you agree that carbohydrate can lead to overweight or obesity?
No.
Ada
No.
tak yang rasa memang ya?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yang cakap yes, why do you think it can lead to overweight or obesity?
If they take it too much.
If they take too much of
Excess
too much
Carbohydrate.
intake. Okay, that one is if they take excess intake. I'm asking, do you agree that carbohydrate can lead to overweight or obesity?
Yes.
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 Kalau makan nasi banyak perut buncit.
Kalau makan banyak perut buncit, itu kalau makan banyak. But carbohydrate, I'm asking,
No.
Nasi.
nasi boleh sebabkan overweight. Betul?
Yes, I agree doktor.
You agree tu? So, why do you think nasi, kalau makan nasi, you boleh menyebabkan you bertambah berat badan, betul?
Yes, I
Tak
agree.
ada kanji.
3 hari tak makan nasi menggigil badan. Oi.
Change the fat.
Okay, we will discuss that later. Okay, kita teruskan. Okay. So you must know that not all carbohydrates are created equal. Okay, not all carbohydrates are created equal. Faham tak term ni?
Oh, maksudnya tak semua makanan karbohidrat tu kiraan karbo dia sama macam tu.
Yes, betul. So not all carbohydrates are created equal, meaning there are processed carbohydrate and there are less processed carbohydrate. Betul? So we have white rice, okay, our staple food. We have basmati rice. We have brown rice. Betul tak?
Betul.
Okay. So white rice, the normal jati white rice, basmati rice, and brown rice. Which one do you think is a better option?
Brown.
Brown rice.
Brown rice.
Brown.
Semua cakap brown rice ke?
Bukan parboil ke?
Ada yang cakap parboil, okay.
Basmati pun.
Basmati, maksudnya better. Better ke? I'm asking white rice, basmati rice, and brown rice. Which one do you
Brown
think is better?
Brown.
Okay, yang cakap brown rice, why do you think brown rice is better?
Less
Low
processed.
Low carbohydrate.
Less starch.
Low carbohydrate,
starch.
less starch. Okay, how about basmati? Basmati? Low starch ke tak?
Depends. Not all basmati. Not sure
No.
about that.
Not sure doktor, I tak makan tu. I makan nasi
Oh.
putih.
You makan nasi
Basmati
Ada
sedap.
basmati rice
Sebab ada
dengan
beras basmati
biryani.
yang herbs.
Okay, basmati is lower in starch compared to the normal rice. Okay, basmati rice. Brown rice is more natural to the natural state. Okay, brown rice is rice except the bran is not removed yet. Kan dia ada bran yang salut rice tu is still there. So the vitamins and mineral are still there. Itu brown rice. Okay, so for white rice, basmati rice, and brown rice is a better option. Okay, if basmati brown rice, lagi better option. Okay, if you compare white rice and basmati rice is a better option compared to the normal white rice. Okay, we will discuss this further along. Okay, so carbohydrate. Okay, carbohydrate supplying half or more of total calorie intake. Okay, carbohydrate is a major source of energy food. Okay, so you need to know you need carbohydrate in your diet. Does not mean that you have to eat rice. You can take other types of carbohydrate, but you have to take carbohydrate in your diet. Okay, because without carbohydrate, you cannot burn your fat. Okay, this is yang ramai yang tak tahu To burn, in order to burn fat, you need carbohydrate in your diet. Okay, so roughly half of dietary carbohydrate is in the form of polysaccharide. Okay, like nasi, okay, bread dan sebagainya. Okay, starch and string is under polysaccharide, and the remaining half is supplied as simple sugar. Okay, carbohydrate comes from carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Yeah, hydrate tu is water. Water is hydrogen and oxygen. So hence the name carbohydrate. Okay, so dietary carbohydrate can be found from naturally occurring carbohydrates. Okay, like the rice. Okay, apa lagi? Corn. Okay, potatoes. That's all natural occurring carbohydrate. Okay, and also synthetic carbohydrate. A synthetic carbohydrate is carbohydrate that is man-made. Okay, why the food scientists made this? Okay, because ada yang because of the consumer. For example, ice cream. Ice cream they need the creaminess, kan, kena ada from the milk. But sometimes orang tak nak fat tu langsung. So they substitute with synthetic carbohydrate to make it creamier. Okay, so this is why there are synthetic carbohydrate as well. Okay, in the diet. Okay, this is our Malaysian food pyramid. Okay, have you seen this? Semua biasa tengok?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So we have
Yes.
okay.
Yes, sir.
The base of our food pyramid is mostly is from carbohydrate. So we need 4 to 8 servings. So from here, from the food pyramid, kita tahu we need carbohydrate more. Okay, but of course you need to see the serving size, right? And also your physical activity level. And the second, you need to pack your diet with fruits and vegetables, and that's so forth. Okay. So carbohydrate are divided into simple carbohydrate, okay, and complex carbohydrate. So simple carbohydrate is monosaccharide and disaccharide. Complex carbohydrate is oligosaccharide, okay, which is 3 to 10 sugar unit, and polysaccharides, yeah, more than 10 sugar units. Okay, monosaccharide, okay, is a simple sugar. It consists of glucose, fructose, and galactose. The disaccharide is actually a combination of 2 monosaccharides. Okay, we have lactose, combination of glucose and galactose. Disaccharide, sucrose, combination of glucose and fructose, and maltose, glucose and glucose. So in our body, when we eat carbohydrate in our digestive system, it will break down, okay, 2 monosaccharide in order for it to be absorbed, okay, to our body, in our body. Okay, polysaccharide, we have starch, glycogen, and dietary fiber. Okay, however, dietary fiber does not give us any energy. Okay, tidak memberi kita tenaga atau glucose. However, the function of dietary fiber is significant. Okay, it's very important to take dietary fiber in our diet. So in carbohydrate, the dietary fiber comes from the grains. Okay, for fruits and vegetables pun the dietary fiber kebanyakannya daripada fruit and vegetables. So the function of this dietary fiber is for our bowel movement, okay, for the good bacteria, okay, So when we eat, we have lots of fatty fiber in our diet. The digestive system, our digestive system is good. Okay, pencernaan sempurna. Okay, and it can reduce the cholesterol level in our body as well. Okay, that is the function of dietary fiber. Okay, so starch and glycogen give energy to us in the form of glucose. Okay, now we move to glycemic index. Okay, biasa dengar glycemic index? Have you heard about glycemic index?
Never.
Never?
Yeah.
Biasa GI.
Okay, ada yang biasa, ada yang tak pernah. Okay, glycemic index, okay, if you have family that have diabetic, benda ni biasa. Yeah, glycemic index ni akan diterangkan. Okay, glycemic index is a ranking of how a food affect blood glucose compared to the response of reference foods such as bread or pure glucose. Glycemic index in a layman term is when you eat the food, macam mana glucose tu di release daripada sistem pencernaan ke dalam darah. Okay. So high glycemic index food maksudnya bila you makan makanan tu, contohnya nasi putih atau roti putih or pure glucose or sugar, bila you makan terus you akan dapat tenaga. Why? Because the glucose will shoot up in your blood. Okay, dia tak release sedikit demi sedikit. Okay, so low glycemic index food meaning when you eat it, it will release slowly in your blood system. Okay, faham Faham?
Maknanya kalau lagi rendah lagi bagus lah. Ke macam
Yes.
mana?
Yes. Alright. So high glycemic index and low glycemic index, it's better to choose low glycemic index. Okay, back to my example. White rice tadi, basmati rice as well as brown rice. So white rice, because the brand, we already remove the brand, yang brand yang selaput dia tu kan, yang brown rice tu dah di remove. This brand is actually to protect the rice tu untuk release the glucose slowly. Sebab tu dia more to natural state. So when a person eat the brown rice, the release of glucose is slowly in the blood system. Hence, the glycemic index is low. Faham However, white rice, it can be medium, it can be high. So when you eat a white rice, it will shoot high in our blood system. Okay, it's just like you eat air yang bergula tinggi. Bila you minum air bergula tinggi, you terus akan dapat tenaga. The gula tu akan terus shoot. However, dia ada apa orang kata? Ada cons dia di situ. Okay, for example, if you notice, Asian people statistically in term of diabetic tinggi di Asia. Okay, compared to other countries yang tak makan nasi. Okay, atau staple food dia bukan nasi. Okay, so this is because when you eat white rice, okay, daripada kecil, if you eat the amount memang you tak ikut pinggan separuh, you memang makan banyak-banyak. So when you eat when you are young, your body dan pancreas insulin, hormon insulin dalam badan akan cuba untuk rendahkan gula di dalam darah. Okay, when you eat it, okay, it will try to lower down the glucose to maintain, because very high glucose in blood is not good. Okay, it will try to maintain your blood glucose. If you eat high glycemic index food, which is most of it is under processed food. Okay. Alright. So you can see here the low glycemic index of food, okay, selalunya is more to natural food. You can see here most fruit and vegetables more to natural or paling dekat dengan natural like brown rice. Okay, paling or grainy bread, grain, okay, is low glycemic index food. medium GI, okay, whole wheat product, basmati rice, sweet potato. White rice, it can be high or medium. So most of white rice yang biasa is high, okay, is high, alright. So high glycemic index, you can see most of it is processed food, okay, like breads, rice crispy, okay, most of it, okay, white bread or straight glucose, okay. So if you take a lot of high glycemic index food in your diet, so muda tak apalah muda, okay, your body, our body system is very unique. So when you are young, it try to turunkan, okay. But bila lama sangat asid tinggi saja dalam darah, the body cannot, tak boleh sangat selalu nak turunkan. So itu yang akan dapat diabetes. Okay. Itu kalau yang tak ada sejarah diabetes. But if you have family history of diabetes, your risk is higher. Okay. So from here you know that carbohydrates are not created equal. You have to choose the less processed food. It does not mean you tak boleh makan langsung yang processed food tu, but you have to reduce the intake of more processed food. Okay. So carbohydrate and health. So it can be a higher intake of carbohydrate, especially processed carbohydrate, can lead to diabetes. Kat dalam tangan ni pun you can see is sugar. Sugar is the culprit, okay, for diabetes sebenarnya. So if you love to drink sweet drinks, okay, you need, kalau boleh dikurangkan, starting kurangkan minuman yang manis sangat ni lah, alright. And also it can also lead to cancer, okay, because when your sugar level in your blood is high, okay, and dia tak kepada normal, okay, so badan tu cannot heal properly. If ada luka dalaman or whatever, it cannot heal, okay. So when it cannot heal, the oxidative or reactive oxygen species yang selalunya contribute to cancer ni akan activated dan boleh menyebabkan cancer. Okay, itu linknya di situ. Okay. Okay, these are all risk factors. Does not mean you will get it, but this is all based on research. A high intake of processed carbohydrate or high intake of sugar can lead to diabetes, as well as diabetes dululah. If you not bila diabetes tu tak control, you cannot control your diabetes, you have to inject insulin, then it can lead to other disease. Okay, kadang-kadang we call it penyakit tiga serangkai tu. Okay. Okay, now we proceed to carbohydrate recommendation. So WHO, okay, suggested the intake should be from 55% to 75% of our total energy or kilocalorie. Okay, of kilocalorie per day. Okay, this is for Caucasian. So we have our own recommended intake. Okay, Malaysian recommended intake. Should comprise 50 to 65% of total energy, lesser than the WHO. Why? Because our size is petite compared to yang Caucasian, size orang besar, size kita kecil. So we should take 50 to 65% of carbohydrate from the total energy. Okay, sugar intake is recommended not more than 10% of total energy. Okay, also recommended fiber intake should be around 20 to 30 gram per day. Okay, for all age groups. Okay. Alright. R9 ni I will give you the soft copy of the book. Okay. Tebal buku tu. So you do not need to buy it. I will give you soft copy, okay, of the R9. Kalau nak beli pun sekarang, buku tu pun dekat dalam office saya. So I will give you the soft copy for free, right? So you can see here, these are the requirement for Malaysian, okay, males and females. So if you are sedentary or less active, okay, you have to, for female, is around 1,600. For male is around 1,900. However, yang recommended for general population, okay, should based on the moderately active, yeah, for general, okay. Okay, for generally, for males, if the age is, this is within the age, yeah. So 19-39 years old is 2,240 per day. Okay, and for female 1,840. Okay, lebih kurang 1,800 for female and 2,200 for male. If your age is 19 to 29 years old. Alright, however, it's good to look at your physical activity level because of energy balance. Yeah, nanti kita akan belajar on energy balance. But however, cara kasarnya this is the recommended for Malaysian population based on age group. Okay, again, I'm showing you the Malaysian food pyramid because it is important. Okay, because it's very important for you to know. Okay, however, if you see at the Malaysian food pyramid ni, dia ada serving tu kan. So, do you understand the term serving? Anyone? Tengok je dah faham ke? Tak lagi masuk. Everyone is in.
Not that sure.
Okay. Because for it's stated here 4 to 8 serving. Okay, what is 4 to 8 serving? Betul tak? 1 serving is equivalent to what? Okay. Like fruit pun 2 serving. Apa maksudnya 2 serving tu? Adakah 1 apple tu is equivalent to 1 serving? Or 1 jambu batu tu is equivalent to 1 serving? Sorry? Any question?
Atau 2 hidangan setiap hari.
Itu untuk?
Untuk fruit dan vegetable.
We need to have 5 serving, okay, of fruits and vegetable. Maksudnya 2 serving daripada fruit, 3 serving daripada vegetable.
Yes.
Cuma serving kita tak tahu kan, dia punya portion tu macam mana.
Yes.
Betul tak?
Betul.
Okay, as a layman when you see the food pyramid, okay, tak semua yang faham. Okay, kecuali you are nutritionist lah, macam saya belajar lebih detail, of course I know the serving. But for people that do not know, the food pyramid, dia tak akan faham sangat. Betul tak?
Betul.
They know we have to take carbohydrate bawah lagi, lepas tu fruit yang lebih, tapi do not know dia punya serving. So that is why KKM, Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, come up with pinggan suku-suku separuh. Okay, so that bila tengok pinggan tu faham, ya. Half of it must be vegetables and fruit. Suku, another suku is protein, another suku is rice. Itu dah kira dia punya serving. So now we look at the serving. Okay. So now carbohydrate 4 to 8 servings daily. So you can see here. Okay, contohnya kita tengok nasi lah. Okay. Kalau yang makan nasi tak apa. Right? Yang nasi. Okay, 1 cup or 2 sendok. 1 cup is actually cawan Cina tu. Chinese teacup yang comel tu. Biasa tengok kan yang cawan yang comel tu. Chinese punya teacup. That is the serving size. Okay. So 1 cup of white rice yang cook is equivalent to 1 serving. Okay. So kalau you makan 2 cup, you already take 2 serving per day. So bear in mind, you only need 4 to 8 servings daily. 4 is the minimum, 8 is the maximum. And you also need to know that carbohydrate is not only rice lah. Potato pun is under carbohydrate. So 2 whole of carbohydrate is equivalent to 1 serving. Makan, kadang-kadang kita makan kuah kari ayam lah, mesti ada potato semua tu kan. Itu dah considered as carbohydrate. Fruits also contribute to carbohydrate as well, 50 gram per serving. So all of this, okay, you have to tengok sekali berapa banyak carbohydrate serving you ambil daily. Okay, so cuba you baca fikir. So mungkin pagi you makan 2 slices of bread. This bread is not gardenia bread, yeah, this is a normal bread. So 2 slices of that is equivalent to 1 serving. So if you took 2 slices of the bread, you already have 1 serving. Okay, and then tengah hari mungkin you makan 2 cup. Okay, you already have another 2 serving, so you dah ada 3 serving kat situ. Okay, so tinggal petang, minum petang, kalau you makan curry puff ke apa semua, dia ada dia punya serving size. Okay, for that. Right? So now you can actually bayangkan per serving daily the carbohydrate that the intake of carbohydrate that you took. Majority of people, when they learn about the serving size, they know that actually a lot of Malaysian took more than the recommended intake. So sometimes you tengok orang makan nasi sikit, we say diet lah apa, but actually that person using the recommended intake. Okay, dah ambil potato dan sebagainya. Alright, so now you know, you boleh bayangkan sendiri. I will give you the link of food composition table, so you can just type whatever food that you eat and then you can see the serving or kilocalorie. Okay, for that particular food. I will give all in, I discuss later. Okay, now we move to fruit. So 1 serving of fruit will give you 15 grams of carbohydrate per serving. So you need 2 serving daily of fruit. Okay, so 1 apple, okay, will give you 15 grams of carbohydrate. Okay, so if you eat 2 apple, so it's already 30 grams of carbohydrate per serving, equivalent to 1 serving of carbohydrate tadi. Right? Okay, so samalah dengan lain-lain. So that is why biasa dengar kalau macam orang diabetes ni, dia kena jaga juga jenis fruits yang dia ambil. Okay, if orang tu dah ada sakit lah. If no, then it's okay. You do not need to like count sebagainya. Alright, so far any question?
No, Doctor.
Okay, so we can proceed. Is there anyone joining in? Okay, no. Alright. So we proceed to food labels. Okay. So any one of you yang pergi ke mall, nonong beli je, memang tak pernah tengok food label. Ada tak?
Sebab lapar sangat,
Ada.
Doktor. Ada.
Ada.
Mostly kita macam tu, Doktor. Ramai.
Memang tak
Okay,
tengok
beli je.
beli atau
Memang
minat.
beli je. Okay. So now dah tahu, you can see lah. Memang on food label, yang protein, karbohidrat tu confirm memang kena ada. And there are also food labels that have this term, sugar free, reduced sugar dan sebagainya. Food label is actually important, especially we want to compare, like for makanan yang low fat lah. Kalau makanan tu low fat, you tengok dia punya carbohydrate or sugar. Selalunya yang low fat food ni, carbohydrate and sugar intake dia tinggi. So jangan tersalah pilih. Okay, contohnya full cream milk dengan low fat milk. Yes, the fat is lower for the full low fat milk. However, look at the carbohydrate and sugar. It will be higher than the full cream milk. So these two, the full cream milk is less processed. Betul? It's actually more to natural state. Yang low fat ni dah diproses untuk keluarkan fat tu. Okay, that is something that you have. Okay. So now back to the food labels. Okay, sugar free. Okay, sugar free. Okay, meaning the product contain no amount or a very trivial amount of sugar. Okay, less than 0.5 milligram per serving. So the other term for sugar free is free sugar, without sugar, no sugar or zero sugar. Okay. So bila selalunya term ni digunakan, there will, kalau rasa manis tu they are adding a synthetic sugar with no calories. Okay. So the other term is reduced sugar. Okay. Or less sugar or fewer may be used as well. So this term is meaning that the product is 25% less than the original product or the reference food. Okay, that is the reduced sugar. Does not mean sugar dia kurang sangat. It's just 25% less sugar. Okay, no added sugar or without added sugar meaning the existing product tidak ditambah gula but still have its own sugar yang memang dalam produk tu. Okay, so it just does not add any sugar. It does not mean tak ada sugar, right? Okay, high fiber. Okay, if the food label guna term high fiber or high rich in fiber or excellent source of fiber, so meaning the food contain 20% more of the daily value of that fiber per serving. Okay, so good source of fiber, so meaning the food contains in the range of 10 to 90% of the daily value for fiber per serving. Okay, they also use sometimes also use contain source of fiber, good source of fiber, provide source of fiber. Okay, provide good source of fiber. That is all the term that you use. Okay. If the product say more fiber, meaning the food contains 10% of or more. Okay. So more include added fiber. Okay. Or fortified fiber or enriched fiber. Okay, fortified. Okay, maksud fortified ni adalah makanan tu tak ada nutrien tu tapi ditambah nutrien tu. Contohnya rice. White rice does not have vitamin A or vitamin E. Memang tak ada. But they fortified it with vitamin A and vitamin E. Okay, so they fortified benda yang tak ada dalam makanan tu. Tambah benda yang tak ada dalam makanan tu. That is fortified. Enriched pula, maksudnya makanan tu dah ada dah nutrien tu. Okay, contohnya orange juice memang dah ada vitamin C. They enriched with vitamin C. Dia tambah vitamin C. Okay, because of this processing or vitamin C dia dah hilang, so they enriched with vitamin C. So the food product or naturally contain that nutrient, but they enrich it. Okay, enrich that nutrient. Okay, itu maksudnya when you term fortified dan enriched diguna. Bila you tengok kat food label memang banyak term fortified and enriched ni memang banyak. So when you know what is fortified and enriched, lebih senang. Okay, we move on to alternative sweeteners. Okay, the reason why the food scientists develop these alternative sweeteners bukan untuk kita ni, not for the layman, but actually is for people that already have sickness, contohnya diabetes. Selalunya orang yang mendapat diabetes ni, they have sweet tooth. Okay, dah biasa makanan yang manis. So you just imagine when they detect they have diabetes, terus tak boleh makan makanan manis. So what will happen to them? Okay, they will stress, quality of life memang merudum. Betul? So dia akan stress. So we do not want them to stress. So bila stress lagi teruk. Okay, it's lagi teruk. Bila you stress, badan you rosak dan sebagainya, you quality of life, you akan jadi bitter, asyik nak marah orang. You do not have peaceful in your life or peaceful in your heart. So by developing alternative sweetener, at least bolehlah lagi rasa nak bila nak makan manis tu bolehlah lagi. So saccharin is one of alternative sweeteners. Aspartame, sucralose. Sucralose yang biasa if you go to the market, memang Splenda ni memang banyak lah. Okay.
Madam, sekejap
Yes.
nak tanya. Kalau yang macam metal drink tu macam mana ya?
Sorry?
Metal drink.
Metal drink?
Metal
drink, what do you mean by metal drink?
Dia macam gula tambahan tu, kalau tak silap saya lah, metal drink dalam makanan, sesetengah makanan ada kat label.
Metal drink?
Metal drink.
Okay.
Yang selalu kadang-kadang dalam, kalau saya perasan kebanyakan dalam susu.
Okay, saya akan tengok. But it probably is an alternative sweetener, metal drink. But in term yang baru saya tak pernah dengar ya. Metal drink. Macam mana ejaan dia?
M-A-L-T-O-D-E-X-T-R-I-N. Metal drink.
Again. M-E?
M-A-L-T-E-X.
M-E-L, Mel.
Metal drink. D-E-R-R-I-N.
Okay.
M-A-L-T-O-D-E-X-T-R-I-N. Metal drink.
Metal drink. I don't think so it's an alternative sweeteners. However, saya akan tengok balik yang tu There is more to food science. I will look into that. Alright?
Okay, thank you, Jah.
So, okay. So, back to alternative sweeteners. Okay. In research, okay, because alternative sweetener is man-made. It's a chemically made sweeteners. Okay. So, you tak boleh ambil sesuka hati. Okay. Ada intake dia. Kalau boleh kurangkan gula or tak makan benda yang manis is better lah. But sometimes orang tak nak. Okay. Kalau dah ada penyakit. Kalau tak berpenyakit tak apa. Okay. It's better to avoid all these chemical lah in your diet. Alright. Like aspartame, neotame, sugar. Memang in all of processed food akan ada additive. Okay. Akan ada coloring. Okay. If you see in the library, dia akan tulis kat situ permitted flavors. Permitted coloring. Kenapa rasanya ada perkataan permitted tu? Permitted tu maksudnya benda tu sebenarnya tak bagus. It is chemical. That's why ada perkataan permitted coloring. Permitted additive. Okay, that's why permitted. Okay, because that is not natural. It is actually something that chemical that is put in your food. Okay, so now for alternative sweeteners, okay, stevia, okay, one of it yang baru kan? Okay, bukanlah baru sangat lah, okay. So stevia. So now people are rooting for stevia. All these big companies, sebab people are more educated now and they don't want all this chemical in their food anymore. Okay, especially alternative semua. Kalau boleh dia nak more to natural. There's a lot sebab dah boleh tahu kan. So a lot of people are choosing less processed food. Ada yang langsung tak nak makan processed food pun ada. Okay. So stevia, stevia is actually from plant. Okay, daun stevia So at the moment, okay, semua big company contohnya macam Coke semua dah ada dah stevia. They know people because like Coke, all this canteen are very high in sugar, terlalu tinggi. So they put alternative sweeteners in it like zero Coke and so forth. Now they are adding stevia in, okay, as alternative sweetener because orang dah tahu dah alternative sweetener ni pun tak elok sangat. So they are going to stevia. So at the moment, stevia memang setakat ni because that is more natural lah compared to this all alternative sweeteners. At the moment there are no research saying that stevia is detrimental for your health. However, kalau terlalu banyak makan pun tak boleh juga. Okay, but I'm saying that of course stevia is a better option, okay, compared to alternative sweeteners. It's not that you are going to take a lot of stevia pun, okay. So it is a better alternative compared to this chemical sweeteners, right? So people are going to more towards stevia nowadays. Okay. So any questions so far? Kakak ni ada soalan?
No.
Tak ada soalan? Okay, look at this pyramid. What my key message is to eat more of natural food or more to less processed food. So you can tengok gambar ni pun you tengok yang bawah ni kan macam bread ni semua yang whole grain bread, brown rice, ya, or basmati rice pun okay. So benda-benda ni is better option compared to processed food. Processed food yang lainnya yang memang dah proses banyak tu, it will insert a lot of additive in it a lot of salt, a lot of sugar. Salt and sugar is act as preservative. Maksudnya dia untuk benda tahan lama, dia kena letak banyak sugar dan garam ni. Okay, for example, cake. Cake ni bahaya because they have hidden sugar and hidden salt. Sometimes the cake does not taste sweet. Okay, tapi the gula is very high in it. That what we call hidden sugar. There are lots of processed food have high of hidden sugar. The sugar is very high. Contohnya macam Coke tu banyak gila. Boba tea very high in sugar. But then bila minum tu tak ada rasa manis sangat. But the sugar is very high. So that is what we call hidden sugar. So opt for more less processed food.